Sometimes you're sitting in your room, you're crying because you lost a loved one. If you are crying out with this love to your Guru, Pyareo, that is actually a medicine through the eyes of the Guru. Through the eyes of the saints, that is actual medicine. But everybody, the Agyani Jeev, will consider that to be pain, because the saint will be saying that, oh, look at this blessing that has come upon me. It is not pain, no, it is a blessing, because through this I've remembered you. This is the way that we want to be remembering this. That's why we read this Shabad. It is sung in Sri Asa Di Diwar, and we read it in Radha Sahib Singh every single day. Remind yourself every evening what is happening throughout your day. Pyareo, what these things I'm going through, are these things reminding me to connect to Paramatma, or are they breaking me away from Paramatma? What I consider pain and happiness, is that true pain and happiness, or is it just part of my false mind? Naam Sri Vaheguru Sahib Ji. ज्यों पावै त्यों राख लै हम शरण प्रभ आए राम राजे हम भूल विगाड़ है दिनस रात हर लाज रखाए हम बारक तू गुर पिता है दे मत समझाए जन नानक दास हर कांडिया हर पैज रखाए सलोक महला पहला दुखदारू सुख रोग पया जा सुख ताम ना होई तू करता करना मैं नाही जाहो करी ना होई बलिहारी कुदरत वसिया तेरा अंत न जाई लखिया रहाओ जात मह जोत जोत मह जाता अकल कला भरपूर रहया तू सच्चा साहिब सिफत सवालियो जिन कीती सो पार पया कहो नानक करते कियां बातां जो किछ करना सो कर रहया महला दूजा जोग शब्दं ज्ञान शब्दं वेद शब्दं ब्राह्मणः खत्री शब्दं सूर शब्दं शूद्र शब्दं प्राकृतः सर्ब शब्दं एक शब्दं जे को जाने पेयो नानक ताका दास है सोई निरंजन देओ महला दूजा एक कृष्णं सर्ब देवा देव देवात आत्मा आत्मा वासुदेवस्य जे को जाने पेयो नानक ताका दास है सोई निरंजन देओ महला पहला कुंभे बद्दा जल रहे जल बिन कुंभ न होए ज्ञान का बद्दा मन रहे गुर बिन ज्ञान न होए पौड़ी पढ़िया होवे गुनहगार ता ओमी साधना मारिए जेहा काले कालना ते वेहो नाओ पचारिए ऐसी कला ना खेडिए जित दरगह गया हारिए पढ़िया अतै ओमिया विचार अगै विचारिए मोह चलै सो अगै मारिए पढ़िया अतै ओमिया विचार अगै विचारिए मोह चलै सो अगै मारिए वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह गुरु प्यारी साध संगत जी in this 12th body of Sri Asa Ji Diwar, in this continued Ladivar series, Pyareo Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is explaining to us the state of the Agyani beings, the state of the beings of those ignorant beings, Jeev, which are living inside of this separation from Akal Purkh, speaking to the state that we are in, to those that are not living in the experience and the blessings and emergence of Akal Purkh, speaking to those that are living according to their own mat. They follow their own mind. Sache Pacha explains the state of them and how they should be actually trying to shift their lives around, change their way of thinking in order to liberate themselves. So Pyareo, we read at the end of even Japji Sahib that in this world we have absolutely no other hopes. We want to let go of every other arm that is trying to give us support, because that arm that we grab onto, that arm is just going to break our hearts and is going to break our hopes after. But once we grab onto the hem, onto the robe, and we grab the arm of our Guru, we grab onto the arm of truth, we become the slaves. We fall at their feet. We don't need to go to anybody else's door. And we ask Guru Sahib for protection. We ask Guru Sahib to bless us. Pyare, we read at the end of Japji Sahib, Dohra sagal dwar ko chhad ke, gaheo tuharo dwar, Bhai ki laaj as, Gobind das tuhar, that I am a slave of yours. In the same way, Guru Ramdas Ji Sache Pacha saying, Jyon bhaavai tyon raakh le, hum saran prabh aaye Ram Raje. Hey, oh my Guru, I've been traveling for such a long time. I've been to many places. Ho aaya duro chal ke, मैं तक्की तो शरनाई जियो, मैं आशा रखी चित्त में, मेरा सबो दुख गवाई जियो. When I fall at your feet, I have no other hopes being placed anywhere else. I only place my hopes in you. So just the way that you want to protect me, raakh prabhu pa mein maar, you want to save me, you want to protect me, you want to make me go through pains, it is all up to you. Ab hum chali ठाकुर पे हार, जब हम शरण प्रभु की आई, राख प्रभु पवै मार. Oh my Guru, I have fallen at your feet. I have no other hopes left. Jyon bhaavai, just like it pleases you, tyon raakh le, then protect me in that way. Whatever you do, whatever you want with me, I am yours. I consider myself yours. Whatever happens after this point, it is all within your hands. I'm giving up my own power, because in reality now I realize I had no power to begin with. Hum sharan prabh aaye Ram Raje, oh my beloved King of this entire world, I have fallen into your sanctuary, into your sharan. Hum pool vigad hai din raat, and what am I coming to your sharan with? Many people, they come to the great Guru, and they may even come with the wrong intentions. They come with trying to teach the Guru something. They come to try to show off to other people. They come and try to do something smart. But no, oh my Guru, how am I coming to your court with? I'm coming to ask for forgiveness for all of these mistakes that I've made. What is my state? Hum pool vigad hai din raat, day and night, I've made myself into a ruin, because I've made all of these mistakes. Hum asi bhulle hoye hain. I'm a child that has gone astray and not listened to my true mother and father. My mother and father in the form of God. Hum pool vigad hai din raat, har laaj rakhaye, oh my Guru, so you protect my honor. In this world, nobody is there to protect me. But Sache Pacha, if I go into your sharan, even though I'm full of faults, I have no gun, I have no virtues, I have nothing to even show to the world. What face do I show to the world? I am completely dishonorable. But oh my Guru, you are somebody that forgives the young Iran children, the ignorant children. And oh my Guru, you bless them with honor, you bless them with robes of honor. Just like that, I am your child and you are my mother, you are my father. Hum barak, tu gur pita hai. I am the child, and oh my Guru, you are my father. A father teaches the child. When a child makes a mistake, it is the father's responsibility, even if it's the form of respectfully and scolding the child for the benefit of that child. Oh my Father, teach me the ways of life. Teach me how to become strong. Teach me how to make up for my mistakes. Teach me how to be proper. Teach me how to be civilized. Teach me how to talk. Teach me the way of life. Hum barak, tu gur pita hai, de mat samjhai. So give me this mat. Give me this intellect. Give me these teachings. And teach me. Samjha minu. Jan Nanak das har kandya. If I take your mat, if I take your teachings and I fall at your feet and I consider you to be my mother and my father, then I will also be known as your slave. Kandya means to be known as. Jan Nanak Das Har Kandya, I will be known as your slave, O my Guru. Har Paj Rakhai, and all of my honor you will protect. You will liberate me. You will protect my honor in this world and in the next world, Pyareo. Even when we look into the Jivani of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sache Pacha, look into the history, just briefly touching on it, the Jivani of by Joga Singh Pyareo, even when his mind was influenced and was being attacked by the Vikar of lust, him walking towards the house of a prostitute, Pyareo, even then my Guru Gobind Singh Ji took the form of the guard and stood outside and said, look, you look like a Gursikh, you look like a Singh of Guru Gobind Singh Ji. It does not look good for you to walking into the house of a prostitute. And the guard said that you must go back. And even then, Pyareo, Joga Singh, realizing his mistake, walks back, goes and falls at the feet of the Guru, Jo bhaavai tyun raakh le, admits the mistake and asks, oh my Guru, why are your eyes so red? And my Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, my eyes are red because I didn't sleep at all last night. Joga Singh says that, why didn't you sleep, oh my Guru, oh my father? And Guru Gobind Singh Ji says, because I had to stand on guard outside the prostitute's house, making sure you didn't go in. Guru Gobind Singh Ji was that guard, Pyareo. Look at this. The father is teaching the child, even though so many mistakes. But Pyareo, during the life of Bhai Joga Singh, Guru embraced Joga Singh. Guru liberated Joga Singh. Guru Sahib blessed Joga Singh, loved Joga Singh, because he was known as a slave of the Guru. Pyareo, Jan Nanak Das Har Kandya, Har Paj Rakhai. The truth is, if we walk the path of the Guru, we fall at the Guru Sharan, we will always be blessed. But Pyareo, here Guru Nanak Dev Ji Sache Pacha is explaining the state of the Agyani Jeev, the state of the ignorance-filled, filth-filled mind of these separated beings. Pyareo, speaking about somebody like myself, speaking about majority of the world, of why we're in this world, but they are also just engrossed in the pleasures of this world. The reality is, in this entire world, it is all the power of Akal Purkh, the Kudrat, the Shakti. And we sacrifice, just looking at this world, we sacrifice ourselves for Akal Purkh, and we say, look at the wondrousness of this world. There is no end that we can find to this world. If we cannot find a limit to this world, then who knows if there is a limit to you or there isn't. We have no idea. Pyareo, we read in this slok, in the Rahau Pangati, Balhari Kudrat Vasya, Tera Ant Na Jai Lakhya, O my beloved Paramatma, look, you are so wondrous. Your Shakti, your power is so beyond anything that we can comprehend. So, just by looking at this state in this world, those blessed beings, but the Guru is saying that I sacrifice myself for that Paramatma that is working through this entire creation. Balhari Kutradavasya. With his Shakti, he's working through this entire creation. His entire Shakti, his power, creates beings, destroys beings, creates colors, destroys colors, has created this entire world. How can I describe it? Tera antana jai lakhya. If I can search through my experiments, I try to find limitations for this world. I try to find limitations for this universe. I say that there's this many universes, this many solar plexes. Pyareo, we can go on and on and on, but our research, our intellect can only reach so far. Our data reaches a limit at some point. But Pyareo, the data, all of that, it may be limited to some extent, but my Paramatma is beyond this entire creation. There absolutely is no limit. Tera antanai jai lakhya. I cannot describe, I cannot put it into data. Ode lachan nahi dasse ja sakde. But your extent, about how beyond you are, Sache Pacha. But the reality is, many don't get to experience that universe, don't get to experience your greatness because it's so beyond them. Instead, they go after these worldly pleasures. We're stuck in this, Pyareo. Being stuck in these worldly pleasures, we start considering these worldly pleasures, these small little blisses and these enticements of these vices, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ankar, of our own body. We start believing we are our own body, so we start considering this to be Sukh. Everybody in this world, they want peace. Whether it's somebody poor, whether it's somebody rich, whether it's somebody tall, whether it's somebody short. It doesn't matter what language they speak. It does not matter what country they're from. It does not matter about their ethnicity. It does not matter about their religion. Nothing matters. Everybody wants peace, happiness, Sukh. Everybody wants Sukh. But the truth is that the thing that everybody is trying to chase after in order to attain that Sukh, that is actually a disease. It is causing them disease. Pyare, you chase after the taste of your tongue. The taste of your tongue, it even brings back pain to yourself. Baba hor khana khushi khwar, jit khada tan pidiya man mein chale vikar. Oh, my brothers and sisters, we chase after the clothes, the fashions, the things that we want to wear, the things that we want to ride on, cars, mansions, houses. We read in this Shabad, Baba, hor pennan khushi khwar, jit paida tan pidiya man mein chale vikar. We read, Baba, hor chadna khushi khwar, jit chadya tan pidiya man mein chale vikar. Pyareo, all of these things, they're just bringing more and more vikar in our mind. We're getting more and more engrossed in that, the darkness of our home, in the disease of our home. So that Sukh has turned into a rog. Sukh rog paya. The thing that we're considering Sukh. But now when we experience Dukh, the things that we consider to be Dukh, that is actually the medicine. For an example, the medicine of Naam, many consider that to be very difficult. Sitting in the sanctuary, in the Sangat, the company of saints, no, that's very difficult because we go out into the world. I want to be spending time with those people respect me and my ego is bloated. Where I seem to be the greatest, Pyareo, if somebody is, for example, an athlete will want to go and compete with those that are not as great as him. So therefore the athlete will want to win. Somebody that is wealthy will always want to be in the company of those people that are just a little bit less wealthy than him, just so he can feel that he is the most wealthiest. Some model, a woman, man or woman, that is proud of their beauty, proud of their looks, they will always want to be in the company of those that are slightly less in beauty than them, so that they can feel that they're the most beautiful. Pyareo, even sitting in the Sangat of saints sometimes feels very difficult because we don't know as much as them. We feel we must go and automatically feel below them because they're great in their spiritual. Our intellects, our desires of this world have no place in that Sangat. How much money we have, our looks, none of that matters. So Pyareo, we do not want to go into that Sangat. So this has become our rogue. This is holding us back. Our good looks, our wealth, our desires. This has become our dukh for us. Waking up in the Amrit Vela, Pyareo, that has become a dukh for us, Pyareo. Sometimes we do not want to let go of our own blankets. Bure kaam ko oot khloya, naam ki vela pੈ soya, Pyareo. When the time comes to wake up and go and do that Naam Simran, go and do that Sangat, during those times, we want to just sleep in our own comforts and grab onto our blankets. It seems like a dukh to us. Dukh daru, sukh rog paya. The thing that is actually beneficial for us, we see those to be painful. Traveling to the Gurdwara and sitting for 1 hour, no, that is next to impossible. That seems like a pain to us. Reading Gurbani, going to Santya class 5 times a week and sitting there for 1 hour. The Ustad will say, read this Shabad 25 times. And you will say, no, it's beginning to get boring. We consider even reading Gurbani boring. Kirtan seems boring. No, I want to go and listen to those other songs. I want to go dance in a club, Pyareo. It seems painful to us. This is our state. The reality is, when do we remember God? Only when the things that aren't painful, the things that we feel pain, this is the other way to look at the Shabad. The things that we consider pain, dukh, that actually is our medicine. Pyareo, when something tragic happens in your life, you're so proud of your wealth. You're so proud of your beauty. When some difficulty comes to your finances, your business crashes, then there's only one place that you can place your hopes, where you can place it nowhere else. Sometimes you remember God. Sometimes you remember Paramatma and you do an ardas. You become humble. You becoming humble and falling at the feet of Akal Purkh, just like Jion Pa Vaityon Raakh Le Hum Sharan Prabh Aaye Ram Raji. You fall at the feet of the Guru, and in the same way you're humbled. That pain has now become your medicine. In that midst of that pain, somebody calls you and slanders you. Somebody dishonors you. You have now become humbled, maybe not in front of that person, but in front of God. Sometimes you're sitting in your room, you're crying because you lost a loved one. But you sitting in your room and crying to a loved one, if you are crying out with this love to your Guru, Pyareo, that is actually a medicine through the eyes of the Guru. Through the eyes of the saints, that is actual medicine. But everybody, the Agyani Jeev, will consider that to be pain. But the reality is, no, that is medicine. Sometimes, Pyareo, what is considered painful to the person of the world is not considered painful to the saint. Because the saint will be saying that, oh, look at this blessing that has come upon me. It is not pain, no, it is a blessing. Because through this, I've remembered you. They consider themselves low, always considering to be falling at the feet of other saints, falling at the feet of the Guru, remembering God's name. I've financially broken down. Therefore now my mind is not stuck in this wealth. I know there is something beyond that as well. Dukh daru, sukh rog paya. But this sukh, the more I indulge in it, the more and more it becomes my disease. Pant pachat pakvana upjad rog de tinana. Pyareo, somebody begins to eat. They tell their mind, I cannot eat this because it's bad for my body. But the person keeps on eating and eating and eating. The taste and the desire of the tongue is the hardest and the most difficult to control. It becomes many, many rogs. Dukh daru, sukh rog paya. This is the state, Pyare. We're supposed to experience the Shakti of Paramatma. Try to know the end to any of these things that we consider sukh. There is a limit to it. You can only eat so many tasty delicacies and foods. Pizzas, pastas, shahi paneers. You can only eat so many of them before they actually turn into a rog. You can only be sleeping for so long before it turns into a rog. You can only drink so much alcohol before it turns into a disease, a rog. But Pyareo, the truth is, during that moment we consider this to be a sukh. Once one sukh is finished, we start seeing that as a rog, as a disease, we shift on to the next. From alcohol we go to sleep. From sleep we go to partying. From partying we go to pride. Pride we go to anger. We go around the circle again and again, and we just dissolve ourselves in this rog. Ja sukh tam na hoi. If you indulge in this sukh, the true desire for God does not come up. The true tamanna, the ichha for Paramatma will never come up. The other way to look at the Shabad, Ja sukh tam na hoi, the true form of Akal Purkh, the sukh swarup Paramatma, who is the true form of bliss, not these other types of pleasures, no. Then, if you are indulging in this sukh, then you don't grow a desire for that Paramatma either. And the reality is, if you, another way to look at the Shabad, Ja sukh, if you feel the true sukh of Paramatma, then all other desires and ichha for this world, the first pleasures that you had for this world, they don't come in your life anymore. You have no worldly desire left, because which was truly seen as a dukh before is now seen as pleasure, because you're remembering Paramatma. The thing that was you considered sukh before, you do not consider that happiness anymore. You consider that pain, because that is separating you from Paramatma. The saints will always say that something that makes you forget Paramatma, that is the biggest pain. But something that helps you remember Paramatma, no, that is a medicine, that is sweet to me. This is the way that we want to be remembering this. That's why we read this Shabad, Pyareo, every single day, even in Rara Sahib. It is sung in Siri Asa Di Diwar, and we read it in Rara Sahib sing every single day. Remind yourself every evening what is happening throughout your day, Pyareo. What these things I'm going through are these things reminding me to connect to Paramatma, or are they breaking me away from Paramatma? What I consider pain and happiness, is that true pain and happiness, or is it just part of my false mind? Tum karta karna main nahi, jaho kari na hoi. The reality is, once somebody experiences that true form of Paramatma, they fall at the feet and they say, Tum karta karna main nahi. You are the doer, you are the creator. I thought I had power, but the reality is I don't. Tum karta karna main nahi. I'm not the one that does anything. This way that these pains and happiness work, I am not able to figure out. It's paid. Das hon kari na hoi. Whatever you do, I cannot do this. If you help me understand this power, the Shakti, the hukam of yours, then I can understand it. But only through your blessings. Balahari kudrat vasya. Therefore I sacrifice myself for you, and I fall at your feet, because your Shakti, your power is so great. You are within the power. You are within this world as well. You reside within this world. Tera ant na jai lakhe. You're within this world. You're beyond this world. I cannot describe it. You have no limit. Jat meh jot, jot meh jata. Pyareo, the question is asked, if you're within this world, how are you within this world? Jat meh jot. Jat meaning the things that are created. Utpatti hone waliyan cheezaਂ. Jat meh jot. This creation has the jot, the light of you within it. You, O my Paramatma, reside within the creation, anything that is created. Jot meh jata. But this creation is created within your jot. Jot meh jata, your light is within the creation as well. Jat meh jot, the creation is created within you, and you reside within it as well. Pyareo, you are the adhishtan, you are the support, you are the framework behind everything. If it wasn't for your light, this world wouldn't be here. Creation cannot exist without Paramatma. Only because your light is there, only because you exist, the creation exists within it. And the creation is existing because you are working through it. Any jeev, separated being, only exists because your light is working through it. Rock, birds, trees, oceans, fires, volcanoes, ignorant people and saints, they all exist only because of you. Jat meh jot, jot meh jata, akal kala parpur rahya. Pyareo, you are beyond. You cannot be captured. You cannot be limited. You're beyond explanation, and your power is so beyond. It's so beyond. It's pervading through this entire creation. Jat meh jot, jot meh jata, akal kala parpur rahya, which in each and every kinka, zara of this in creation, every cell, every atom, you pervade through it. Tum sacha sahib sift swaleo jin kiti so par paya. You are so great that even praising you, that is beyond. It is beautiful. It is praise. Your praise is praiseworthy. The people that praise you, they also are beautiful. Tum sacha sahib sift swaleo jin kiti so par paya. And those that praise you and connect to this praise, your Shakti, they cross over this terrifying world ocean. They do not drown in their own comforts. They do not drown in their own self-made pleasures of this world. The question was asked that if we are just trying to attain sukh and peace, then somebody said that I feel peace and pleasure and happiness through worldly pleasures. I don't need to, remember God or meditate. Why do I need to do that? Because when I chase after lust, when I go to the prostitute's house, when I drink alcohol, I feel happy. I get relieved of my stress. Therefore, I go after that. I am happy and content within my family, within my wealth. I don't need God. I don't need to remember God. I'm happy because I donate to other people. I do great things. It makes me feel content. Therefore, I don't need to remember God's name. But that is not true. It is not forever. The pleasure of that, you're moving away from other depressions. You're creating a comparison between other pain. So this helps you relieve. It helps you unwind in your own mind. But by doing that, you regret it afterwards. By doing something that you consider happiness, there comes dukh. Dukh, sukh, doi dar kapde. They're like clothes that you put on and off, but it's not true anand. It is not true bliss. It comes and it goes, therefore it is not permanent. When the more sukh you attain, the more dukh comes after it. When you attain a lot of money, when that money is lost, then you're even more painful than before you had it. You attain something, then you lose it, and you're more painful. Even by doing this, you think, even if you do attain it and you don't think that you're losing anything, you're not experiencing the true bliss. You're still just justifying it to yourself. Pyareo, khair, that is a different topic. Tum sacha sahib sifat swalyo jin kiti so par paya. Those that praise you truly become praiseworthy. They can cross over this and they don't drown in that. They are liberated from this world. Kahu nanak karte kiyan baataan jo kish karna so kar hai. So pyareo, ਇਹ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨੇ. These are your talks. Karte kiyan baataan. The words that we say, we can talk about you. We consider you, but we cannot truly explain. The words that we talk about, they're not about us. Pyareo, kaho nanak karte kiyan baataan. Let's talk about that vichar. Let's do vichar about the karamata, the wondrousness, the greatness of my Paramatma. Jo kichh karna so karya, the one. His power is so beyond. Odiyan gallan ne balhari kudrat vasya. Odiyan gallan ne jo kichh karna so karya. So whatever he wants to do, whatever Akal Purkh God wants to do, that is what happens in this world. We do not have any power. What is considered dukh, what is considered sukh, it is all considered within his hands. Pyareo, but sometimes we see it in the wrong way. This is our state. Instead, let's try to experience that. Let's call out and sing God's praises so we can understand that. Remove the filth from our mind. Understand that Jat mein Jot, Jot mein Jata, Akal Kala Parpurya, you are pervading through all. The mal, the filth in my mind is gone. The wavering in my mind is gone. So once I realize your power, then I just fall at your feet and I consider you to be the all-powerful. Many people in this world, they consider Akal Purkh to be powerful. They follow a different path. They follow a dharam. But the truth is, many people do things. But there is something that everybody in this world all has to abide by. Your Shakti, O Paramatma, is working through all of creation. We don't control that. We can control what we personally do. Pyareo, we say that I want to follow this, I want to do this. Pyareo, that is within our own mal of our mind that we consider. We think we have power. We follow a certain dharam. The question was asked to Guru Angad Dev Ji Sache Paatshah. There are many different dharams. What are the differences and what are the similarities between them? Pyareo, here Guru Angad Dev Ji is explaining Sadharan dharam and Asadharan dharam. Sadharan meaning something that is common amongst everybody. Just like I want to be happy, I want to attain peace in my life. Somebody that is living in southern Africa, they want to also feel happy. Somebody that is living in Mexico, they also want to be happy. I smile. A smile means happiness throughout everybody in the world. Just because in England or in Canada, smiling means happiness, and in India or China, it doesn't mean frowning. No, it is sadharan, it is common amongst everybody. Then there is an asadharan dharam, which means something that is specific, that is not common. Which is, there is a certain culture, maybe in India, that may be something different to somebody in Canada. For example, peace and happiness, everybody will agree with that. Smiling, donating, helping others. Everybody believes these are great things, no matter what faith you're part of. But then there's Ad Sadharan, some things that I personally do. The Nitnem that I do, the Panjikakars that I wear. My daily routine of how I like to go to the gym, of how and what types of foods and nutrition I want to eat, put into my body. Pyareo, but Sache Pacha is explaining something much deeper than that even after. What is the true Sadharan Dharam? Let's discuss this through the slok of Guru Angad Dev Ji. First, Guru Angad Dev Ji explains, Jog Shabdang, Giaan Sabdang. Sabdang here, which we normally consider Shabad to be word. But what is the word that they abide by? What is their Guru's word? What is their Dharm? Pyareo, Shabad also means Dharm, Niyam, law. What is the actions that they do? What do they abide by? Pyareo, Jog Sabdang, Giaan Sabdang. The yogis, those that follow yoga, Yog Mat is trying to attain Giaan through reading lots and lots of scriptures. They're trying to reach enlightenment. Giaan is their way. Giaan is their path. Giaan is their dharm. Jog Shabdang, Giaan Sabdang. Ved Sabdang Brahmana, Ved which means knowledge. Giaan in itself, Ved also meaning the scriptures, which we read the Vedas, Shastras, Simritis, Upanishads. All of these are read. The scholarly knowledge, intellect, is the Dharm. Reading the Veds is the Dharm, the Niyam, the path for the Brahmins. The Brahmins follow the path of the Veds. The yogis, they follow the path of Giaan. And then what do the Khatris do? There are many, many different castes, Pyareo. The caste system in the time. There are the Brahmins. There are the Khatris, Kshatris, which are the warriors. There are the common tradesmen. There are the class working people. And then there are the Shudras, which are the slaves, which are the workers, the cleaners, the low caste. The Shudras, and then there's the Veds. There's the Shudras, and then there's Vas, which is the common people, the tradesmen. Khatri Sabdang, Sur Sabdang. What is the Dharm of the Khatris, of the warriors, Pyareo? Guru Gobind Singh Ji describes that to us as well. But we as the Khalsa, we are warriors. It is Sur Shabdang, the Sur Birta, the valor and the honor of the warrior spirit, of fighting battles, of strength and honor, of great armies, of winning. This Sur Birta is the way of the Khatris. Pyareo, Guru Gobind Singh Ji tells us, क्षत्रि को पूथो ब्राह्मण को नह कै तप आवत है जो करो और जंजार जितो ग्रह को तो त्याग कहाँ चित्तता मैं तरो अब रीझ के देहो वह हमको जो हो विनती कर जोर करो जब आव की औद निदान बने अत ही रण में तब जूझ मरनो. That when we follow this path, we are not the sons of intellects, or we are not the sons of other people that just chase scholarly knowledge. No, I am the son of a warrior, my Guru Gobind Singh Ji is saying. And when the true time comes, I will go fighting in that battle. I will always fight for truth. That is the way that the Khalsa is taught. And here Sache Pacha is explaining that Asadharan Dharm, this Dharm, the path that is specific to the Khatris. Khatri Shabdang, Sur Shabdang, Sudar Shabdang Prakrita hai. Prakrita hai means Paraya vaste kirt karni. Doing tasks, doing the work of others, whether it's cleaning their homes, whether it is cooking their food, ironing their clothes, cleaning the streets. Pyareo, Prakrita hai, they are house workers, they are slaves. They are going and they are working for the high class. Sudar Shabdang, these low caste Sudars, their job is to go and work for others. This is what? The Prakrit. This is their Dharm. This is the way, the path that they follow. Now Guru Angad Dev Ji explains what is the Sadharan Dharm. Something that is common amongst everybody. Sarv Sabdang. What is the Dharm? What is the Shabad? What is the word that everybody abides by? Sarv meaning everyone. Sarv Shabdang, Ek Shabdang. Everybody has that one light of Paramatma residing through all of them. Ek Shabdang, this is the one niyam, the one shabd that everybody has to reside by. Sarv Shabdang, Ek Shabdang, Jeko Jana Peo, that Paramatma is residing within everybody, no matter what caste they are, no matter if they are wealthy or whether they are low, whatever ethnicity they are part of, whatever tasks that they do, whatever type of clothes that they wear. The Sadharantaram is this, that light of Paramatma is working through everybody, but they have forgotten this. Sarv Sabdang Ek Sabdang Jeko Jana Peo. Those that understand this paid, that are able to figure out this mystery, that Paramatma is working through everybody, that this separated being has the same light as the tree, as the rock, as the house, as the mountain. There's the same light working through all of creation, and the same light working throughout yourself. Jeko jana peo, high, low, avar Allah, nur upaya, kudrat ke sab bande. The truth is that the same light is shining through everybody. Everybody is created through the same light of Paramatma. Nanak taka das hai, soi niranjan deo. Sache Pacha says the person who has found this out, solved this mystery. Pero this mystery is not just solved this easily. This mystery is when we begin to see the light of Paramatma throughout everybody, throughout all of creation, through the Guru's blessings. That person is now considered to be a slave of Paramatma. That person is now known to be the slave of Paramatma, and the slaves of Paramatma also become the form of Paramatma. Soi Niranjan Deo. Niranjan meaning without filth. Without any filth. They become pure as well. Their body, their mind, everything becomes pure, and they go and they merge into Paramatma. Nanakataka das hai, soi Niranjan Deo. There is no difference between that slave that has realized that enlightenment. All of their ignorance and this homme is gone. They see not just the asadharantaram, that is definitely going to be there. But through that asadharan, they recognize the sadharan, that Paramatma is working through all of this creation. Pero then the question was asked, that further explain us this. How is the separated being the exact same as creation? How is the Jeev the same as Ishwar? Guru Angad Dev Ji explains, Ek Krishnang Sarb Deva. There are many lights, many jots throughout this entire creation, many beings. Cats, dogs, animals, horses, English, British, Canadian, American, Australian, Indian, Chinese. Many. But through all of them, there is a light shining. Many people say, I see many, many different lights and many different auras. But even through all of these auras, there is still the same light, the same Deva that is shining throughout all that. Ek Krishnan. Whose is that? It is the Ek Krishnan, Krishnan, meaning Brahm, Paramatma, the Nirgun form, the formless God, which is Krishnan, which means without any faults. Krishnang. This is one arth that I've done, without faults. Nang meaning without faults and without that. Krishnang. Without darkness. Pyareo. Then there is also the other arth, the one that doesn't turn, the one that doesn't change, the unchanging one. Krish meaning changing, Nang meaning without changing. Krishna, Pyareo, all of these meanings that many Vidvans have done all mean the same thing. That one Paramatma, the Brahm Supramatma, that is within creation but is also outside of creation. The formless God is what? Ek Krishnang Sarb Deva. That light of the formless God is shining throughout all of these other lights that you see in this world. All other beings have that light of Paramatma shining through it. Dev Deva Ta Atma. This light of Paramatma is shining throughout even the suns and the moons. Somebody asked that you're saying there is a light of God, but there is many lights. There is the suns, there are the moons. But no, even throughout the suns and the moons is that same true form of that Atma, of Brahm, that is shining through all of this. Atma Bas Devasya Jeko Jana Peo. Atma. Pyaro, this is referring not to that true form Paramatma, the Atma that is everywhere. That's referring which we consider that many people say कि मेरी आत्मा. Pyaro, there's no such thing as मेरी आत्मा. Because the Atma is God's. Because there's no me in that entire equation. You don't exist. मैं नहीं, प्रभु सब कुछ तेरा. It is all yours. Even this body, even the light is not mine, it is yours. But Atma, Bas Devasya, Atma is the Brahm. Bas Devasya. Bas ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵਸਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਆ. Dev meaning the light, Vasya which is residing in this entire creation, Ishwar, Brahm Srup Paramatma, and the Jeev, which is the separated being, is the same as the creation. Pyareo, what this entire two lines is saying, that you are the same form of this creation. When you look at the tree, don't consider the tree to be different than you. It is the exact same form as you. When you look at the mountain, don't consider it to be different than you, because there is the light of God residing within that, and the same light of God that is residing within you. Atma Basdevasya Jeko Jana Peo. And whoever understands this, Jeko Jana is cheez da ped jaan lenda, whoever understands this mystery is able to understand that there is no differences here, is the same light within creation, beyond creation, and within this ignorant mind of ours. Pyareo, that ignorance is then dispelled. Atma Bas Devasya Jeko Jana Peo. Pyareo, we read this in Gurbani as well. Tat Niranjan Jot Sabai Sohang Ped na koi jiyo. Vekho, Sohang O te main. So meaning that, Hang meaning me, O te main. There's no difference between it. Sohang Ped na koi jiyo. Tat Niranjan, without form, without mal, without filth. Nirakar Paramatma is everywhere, Pyareo. This entire world that we see is just an illusion. That's why even Guru Tegh Bahadur Sache Pacha says, Supne Jyo Sansar. Nothing in this world is their reality, but in our ignorance we see it to be a reality, so we create these differences. Sache Pacha, remember, in these sloks is explaining to us the state of the Agyani Jeev, the ignorant beings. Here Sache Pacha is trying to teach you, don't get lost in this illusory world. No, go beyond that. Atma Bas Devasya Jeko Jana Peo. And those, whoever considers and is able to figure out this mystery, is cheez da ped jaan lende ne. Nanak taka das hai, soi niranjan deo. They are the form. They are also the slave of Akal Purkh, and they become the form of Paramatma as well, just like we read previously. Nanak taka das hai, soi niranjan deo. Pyareo, they merge within Akal Purkh. There is no difference between them and Akal Purkh left. Mind, body, they are completely immaculate. Then Sache Pacha explains here, Mahalla Pehla, Guru Nanak Dev Ji explaining, many people consider their mind to be who they actually are. They consider their scholarly knowledge. Many people even say that just knowledge is what Naam is. No, Pyareo, that is not what it is. Pyareo, Giaan does not mean knowledge. If you look at it in one way, Naam is Giaan, but not in the way of knowledge, because that is still within your mind. Maharaj here is condemning all of that. Naam Bhikho is the light of Paramatma, is Prakash. There is something bigger than Paramatma. Vadi vadi aija vadda. Now look here, if something is bigger than God, Sache Pacha says, my Naam is bigger than Akal Purkh. Pyareo, Aapine aap saje aapine rachyo. Now, Sache Pacha, you are. And then you created the Naam. Throughout Naam, you created this entire world. Naam ke tare, Khand Brahmand, all beings, everything in this world is created. Jita kita teta. Now, everything that you do is with this power of Naam. It is that light, Atma Bas Devasya Jeko Jana Peo. But some people, just with their own intellect, they're thinking my knowledge is, that's it. I have the knowledge that I am God, therefore I am God. That is not true. Many people think of this mind of theirs to be just knowledge. But Pyareo, this knowledge is what helps keep your mind in place. You need knowledge, but that knowledge is still full of filth. It is that kada. Once that kadak is completely broken, that ignorance is completely broken, you follow the Guru's way, you consider there's no difference between us, then you become Nanak Taka Das Hai Soi Naranjan Deo. But here Sache Paatshah is explaining to us, just like the analogy of a clay pot. There is water inside of this clay pot. Kumbe badda jal raha. Because the pot exists, therefore the water exists. The form and the body of water exists, because if there was no clay pot, the water would just spill everywhere. In your cup or in your clay pot, you pour your tea, you pour your drink so it can be contained, so you can drink it. If there was no cup, you wouldn't be able to drink it, or you'd be drinking water from the tap, or from your hands. You create some sort of structure to contain the water. Pero this water needs to be contained. This is why you need knowledge as well. You need Giaan in the form of knowledge. Kumbe badda jal raha, jal bin kumbh na hoy. But look at the other side of this. It is being contained. The water is. And many people say the water exists because of the kada. But no, if it wasn't for the water, the kada or the kumbha wouldn't exist either. The clay pot would not exist without the water. Why? Because the water was used to create the clay pot. Before it was just dirt. What did the potter do? The potter took the dirt, mixed it with water, created clay, and then created the pot. Pero there's something called Nimitt Karan and Upadan Karan. Nimitt is that thing that is used to create the object, the creation, but is not part of the creation, such as the potter. The potter uses hands to create the clay pot, but he is not part of the creation himself. He's not part of the clay pot. He used the potter's wheel to create the clay pot, but the potter's wheel is not part of the end creation, the end result. But then there's Upadan Karan, the things that are used to create the creation and are also part of the creation, like such as the dirt. It is used to create the clay pot, the clay, and the water. It is part of that. Just like that, Kumbe badda jal raha, jal bin kumbh na hoy. Without the water, it is the Upadan Karan. It is something that is used to create the clay pot. Even though water is placed in it afterwards, the clay pot would not exist if it wasn't for water. Look at that analogy. Pyare, what is saying that without water, it is nothing. Just in the same way, this mind that everybody is so proud of. Giaan ka badda man raha. You're so proud of your knowledge. And with this knowledge, you need your mind to contain your mind. You have this knowledge that I am a human. That this is what I do. But then you need to take the Guru's Giaan. Dekho, the Guru's enlightenment. You have this Giaan of Gurbani. It helps you follow that path. You say, Kut manikas vatti lave, that you beat your mind and try to set it to the right path. That's because you know that this is the true path. Gurbani teaches you. Gurbani is trying to lead you to the true path. You need to teach your mind again and again. If you have the knowledge that this world is false, that I am the form of Paramatma, that I need to not be egotistical, I need to wake up and not go after my own comforts in this world, I need to recite Gurbani, I need to read Gurbani, I need to do seva of those saints, I need to do their sangat. When you follow and you take these teachings of the Guru and you follow this path, Giaan ka badda man raha, the mind remains steady with this knowledge. Because with this knowledge, you begin to form the realization that this world is false. Gur bin Giaan na hoy, but this true enlightenment, this true teaching, not false, just scholarly knowledge. No, because that takes you away from the Guru. That makes you say that I am. Main haan. You create more of your hond, but no, this destroys that hond. The true light of God, the light of the Guru, when it shines in your mind, all knowledge is gone. It doesn't matter whether you have studied or whether you haven't. Many people are so proud that I have 4 degrees. I'm a PhD. That I have read this many Veds and Shastras and Giaan. Pyareo, the reality is that means nothing, because when the Guru's light shines, all of these other things are dispelled. This is what true Prakash is. This is what true Naam is. When the Naam is shining inside of your heart, nothing else matters. this mind that is contained, it is contained within the power of the Guru as well. It is contained with the power of Naam, the light of the Guru. Look, Giaan ka badda man rahe, Guru bin Giaan na hoye. Your mind remains steady with the knowledge and the light of the Guru. But without the Guru, you do not attain true wisdom. Guru bin Giaan na hoye. Therefore, you need to fall at the feet of the Guru. You need to become humble. You need to fall at the feet of the Guru. So here, pyareo, paudi. Padya hove gunehgar ta umme sadhana mariye. Sache Pacha says you can consider yourself to be very, very proud of your knowledge. But even the learned scholar can become a gunagar, can become somebody who commits crimes, somebody who does false actions, somebody who lies and cheats. Oh, gunagar ban sakda. Somebody that's learnt, they are a criminal. But somebody that is ummi. Ummi means complete illiterate. They don't even know how to read and write. When they become a sadhu, they do not feel the pains of the beatings of the jamduts. Jam ka thinga bura hai, oh na sahi aa jaye. When they go to dargah, they are going to get beat. Even if somebody is learnt and somebody has a lot of knowledge, if they are a gunagar, they will be beat. But when somebody is a sadhu, even if they're completely illiterate, pyareo, we reading Gurbani, keep this Shabad in mind. Padya, unpadya, paramagat pave. Vekho keddi pyari gall hai. Pave koi padya hai, pave unpadya hai. If we have your blessings, then paramagati pa lai diya. Pyareo, Guru Harkrishan Sahib Sache Pacha, while traveling, there was somebody by the name of Pandit Lal Chand. They came and they questioned Guru Harkrishan Sahib Sache Pacha, how can this young child become a Guru? How can he be so great? Guru Harkrishan Sahib Sache Pacha said that, what do you mean that I am young? What do you consider knowledge? And this Pandit Lal Chand said, I want you to do the Arth of the Gita. If you can do this Arth of the Gita, we have learned all of this. This child cannot do any of this. Guru Harkrishan Sahib Sache Pacha smiles and they're saying the meanings of the Gita, even an illiterate person, anybody can do that. He says that if you say anybody, then why don't you show us anybody can do it? Guru Harkrishan Sahib says, bring whoever you want, and they try to be smart and they bring somebody that is completely illiterate. They don't even know how to read and write. They're considered to be mute because they can't even speak proper words. And at that time, Guru Harkrishan Sahib Sache Pacha says, I want you to do the Arth of the Gita, of this scholarly knowledge that they want to hear. And he says that, Sache Pacha, I don't even know how to read and write. How can I say anything in front of these people? Sache Pacha says that you will have the blessings of the Guru upon your head. So he goes, and when he begins, he did such meanings which even Pandit Lal Chand has never ever heard. Pandit Lal Chand falls at the feet, and first he was just learning knowledge for the sake of fighting logic with logic and cutting logic and debating. But now when he heard the meanings of the Gita from this illiterate, then the true meanings came out to him. Those meanings, they gave peace and shanti to his heart. When his heart and his mind felt at ease, Biko, Sunkar bachan tumhare Satgur, man tan mera thar thiyo. Darshan pekhat main jiyo. By seeing your darshan, I live in peace. Pyare, by hearing your bachans, oh my Guru, my mind and my body, they're completely in a state of cool. They are calm. They are in a state of bliss. Pandit Lal Chand falls at the feet of the Guru, and he realized that somebody has learnt or they're completely illiterate. That is irrelevant. If they have your blessings, then o paramgati pa sakde hai. Padya unpadya paramgat pave. Padya hove gunehgar ta ummi sadhana mariye. If they truly become a sadhu, then when they go to dargah, they don't need to be beat. They don't face the consequences of this game that Sache Pacha has created, of this creation. Padya ਅਨਪੜਿਆ ਪਰਮਗਤ ਪਾਵੈ ਵੇਖੋ next line ਜਿਹਾ ਕਾਲੇ ਘਾਲਣਾ ਤੇ ਵੇਹੋ ਨਾ ਉਪਚਾਰੀਐ the type of ਘਾਲਣਾ that you do, the type of efforts that you make, that is the type of name that you are going to be known as. ਪਿਆਰਿਓ we read in ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਜੋ ਧਰਮ ਕਮਾਵੈ ਤਿਸ ਧਰਮ ਨਾਉ ਹੋਵੈ ਪਾਪ ਕਮਾਣੈ ਪਾਪੀ ਜਾਣੀਐ. Somebody who makes their effort and earns dharam, earns righteousness, they are known to be somebody that is righteous. They are known to be the form of righteousness. But somebody that earns paap kamana, papi janiya, they are considered and known to be a papi, a sinner. In the same way, jiha kale kalana te veho nao pachariya. If you fall at the feet of the Guru Pyara, the truth is, in that court, you will be considered to be known as Nanak Taka Das hai. So in Niranjan Deo. Vekho kiddi pyari gall hai. If somebody falls at the feet of the Guru, they enshrine Naam inside of their heart, they earn the blessings, the Guru will always be on their side. They never ever have to face those beatings of Jamdoots, because we read in Japji Sahib, Jini Naam te aaya gaye masakat kaal, jeha kale kalna. Jini Naam te aaya gaye masakat kaal, Nanak te mukhujle keti shutti na. They are liberated from this world because they've done this kalana, they've made the efforts and they've recited Naam inside of their life. Pyaro, they become the form of Atma Bas Devasya Jeko Jana Peo. Here, Jeha Kale Kalana, Te Veho Na Pacharya, you are known as that form, the type of effort that you make in this world and in the next world. How do we know it's referring to the next world as well? Because in the next line, the word Dargah comes. Aisi Kalana Khediya, Jit Dargah Gaya Hariya. The truth is, this world is just a game. Don't play such a character in this game in which you know you're going to lose after. So don't act in that way. Don't earn such karams. Don't act in such a way. Aisi kala na khediye. Don't do things which you are going to regret after. Don't commit sins. Don't turn your face away from the world. Don't become full of ego and don't go into this worldly pleasures. Dukdaru, sukhrok baya, ja suktam na hoi. Don't go into the world and consider just these worldly pleasures to be real pleasure and consider Naam to be such a pain. No. Aisi kala na khediye. Jit dargah gaya hari, in which when you go to the court of Akal Purkh, there you're going to be considered a loser because you didn't actually earn the true wealth. Padya atte omiya vichar aghe vichariye. Whether somebody is padya or omiya, meaning illiterate. Padya atte omiya vichar aghe vichariye. What they do in this world, how they earn, what they lived their life as, their true character, usdi agge jaake vichar honiya. That is going to be read out. That is going to be considered. All of their actions are going to be read aloud, and based on those actions, pyareo, those that people are following their own mind, following and attaching to their own attachments, moh challa, so agge mariye pyareo, they will be beat. Pyareo, jina ne apne muh de jor de naal ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਚੱਲਣਾ ਕੀਤਾ, those that followed their own mind, they followed manmat. ਪਿਆਰਿਓ ਮੋਹ ਚੱਲੈ ਸੋ ਅੱਗੇ ਮਾਰੀਐ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਪੈਣਗੀਆਂ. They will be beat in the dargah. ਜਮਕਾ ਠੇਂਗਾ ਬੁਰ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਨਾ ਸਹਿਆ ਜਾਏ. ਪਿਆਰਿਓ, it is very painful and is very difficult to bear the pain of the beatings of jamdoots, the beatings of not going into that world. And the question may be asked here might be coming to your mind, that if God is all omnibenevolent, if God, Paramatma, is so loving and is nirvad, why does he create this? Why do those beings, and if you're saying that Kalpurk is the one that's doing everything, that light is shining through everything, and yet we must do all of these actions, and this is a game of a Kalpurk, and we must go and we must get beat thereafter, then why is that in such a way? Pyareo, Akal Purkh is benevolent. It is not eternal dargah. No, Pyareo, you must go and you have the way to always redeem through these janams. But Pyareo, Akal Purkh has created this game. Aisi kalana khedi, alo khedna means a game. This wondrousness, this is just the character of Akal Purkh. If Akal Purkh wanted to create this game in a different way, Akal Purkh would have created this game differently. But Akal Purkh created this is what we just call Balhari Kudrat Vasya. Tera antana jai lakya. We don't know your end. Instead, we just sacrifice for ourselves for you. The truth is, and it's not even about why is Akal Purkh giving pain to us. No, it is a Kalapurk working through us. It is a Kalapurk's light that even is truly experiencing the pain, but we in our separated beings, we do not consider that for true form of bliss. How do we truly measure what true bliss is? We give value to those things compared to the things that are not as valuable through comparison. So this Sache Pacha through this game is creating that value of Naam. But we don't know this value of Naam. We don't know the value of Akal Purkh. We don't know its limits. So Pyareo, just like this, if you want to truly be liberated in this world, if you truly do not want to face that way of these Agyani Jeeves, then we read at the beginning, fall at the feet of the Guru, ज्यों पावे त्यों राख ले. हम शरण प्रभ आए राम राज हम भूल बिगाड़े दिन रात. We made many mistakes, Sache Pacha. Correct our honor, so when we go into that dargah, Sache Pacha, then the only sadhana Mariya. Then if we do sadhana, we have honored. Then we don't need to be beaten there. Hum barak tum Guru Pita. You're my father. You'll always protect me. Give me this mat. Give me this intellect so I don't go and attach myself. Man ki mat tyago harjan iha baat gathani. So I don't follow my own mind. I follow your mat. Then Nanak das har kandya har paj rakhai. So I can be considered your slave in this world and in the next world as well. Pyareo, so iniya bentiyan kardiyan. If while speaking I've made many mistakes, please forgive me if I've said anything wrong or if I've hurt anybody's heart. Sari sangat gajwaj ki fateh bilao ji. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa. Vaheguru ji ki fateh.